Hi dear students, you are welcome. Today we have a very important topic in English grammar, tenses. We will discuss all the forms of tenses and I will provide you some formulas so that you can understand tense very clearly. We also have so many examples for our understanding. Now dear students, this video may be a longer video than our usual video, but I guarantee you all the doubts will be cleared regarding tenses. So let's understand the term tenses very first. Now if you look at it, is related to time. So tense is nothing but a verb indicating time frame, when an event or when an incident happened or happens is indicated by the verb, and this forms the tense. Now it is said that it is very clear that English has only two tenses, means there are only two time frames to express. First is present and the second is past. Now there are some auxiliary verbs or helping verbs who explains to you or who convey to you the temporal meanings and exact time frames. So these are the rough time frames: present, what is happened in the present, or what happens in the past. This is a general categorization and hence English forms two tenses. But if you want to convey an exact time frame, exact time, then you have to use some auxiliary verbs, or the temporal meanings or exact time is conveyed through this auxiliary verb. Now tense is a three-dimensional term. For example, you have time, aspect and mood. These three things decide the tense or the form of tense. As we see that there are 12 tenses in the English language, main three tenses, and these three tenses based on the time, aspect and mood forms again the four tense, and it multiplied to 12 tenses. So let's move next. Now here first let's understand these terms. These terms are important to know the formation of tenses. Here we have time. So time is general, that tense expresses time, at what point of time an event or action taken place or occurs. Then we have present, past and future. So these three are time frames and it is related to time. The second aspect is aspect. So aspect is related to time and event or action, and based on this we have three aspects. For example, simple aspect, perfective aspect, then we have progressive aspect and perfect progressive aspect. Now based on these aspects we have different types of forms of tenses or categories of tenses. Now last here term is mood. Now mood is nothing but mode and manner of a verb, how a phrase or clause convey meaning. Then we have the moods like indicative mood, imperative mood and subjunctive mood. Now again let's understand how these moods work, or what is the meaning of these different moods. First we have indicative mood. So indicative mood is a general mood in which you find that for stating or questioning matters. It's very general. If you have question, then it comes into indicative mood. If you have a simple statement or a simple sentence, it comes in indicative mood. Then we have imperative mood. In imperative mood, for clauses which order, command or request. These three things you need to understand. If you are ordering something, then it is in imperative mood. If you are again commanding something or requesting something, it is in the imperative mood. And the last is subjunctive mood. Now subjunctive mood is used to express wishes, hypothetical events and conditions. So these are general categorization of mood. Indicative and imperative mood are often used moods. Only these two, indicative and the imperative moods, are used in our general communication, and this is less used mood, that is subjunctive mood. Let's move next here. Now based on all these things we have some examples of sentences, time, aspect and mood. So we have categorized all these things. Very first, it will be more clear through these examples and you will understand what is aspect, what is time and what is mood. First, he is in the college. Now time is in the college expresses you it's in the present. Its aspect is simple and mood is indicative, as we have seen that what is there in the indicative mood or imperative mood or subjunctive mood. Second, she is leaving for school. Again time is present, the action is taking place, is leaving. and it is in progressive, means it's in the continue form, and mood also is indicative. Next we are here, we have where has he gone. So time is present, aspect is perfective, and mood is indicative. Now next in next example you find that don't go there. Again time is present, aspect is simple, and mood is imperative, means the sentence has been started with do not. So this do not is in the imperative mood. Pass the salt to me. Time present, aspect simple, mood imperative, because we are requesting. Then she had met him in Mumbai. Time past, met, aspect perfective, and mood indicative. Again he advises her that she should study properly. Time present, aspect simple, and it's subjunctive. Why subjunctive? Because he advises her that she should study properly. So advises and she should, it is expected, or it's in the hypothetical manner or hypothetical condition, and hence mood is subjunctive. Next, I wish she were here, present simple, and mood is subjunctive. We shall go to Manali this Diwali. Time is future, this Diwali means coming Diwali, aspect is simple, and mood is indicative. Again he had been playing the match. Time past, aspect progressive, and mood is indicative. So these are some of the examples. Now based on these examples we have different types of tenses. Now how tenses are formed, let's see. Here you see the tenses are formed based on the aspect and time. So here we have three time frames, or main three tenses. Here present, past, and future. Now based on these time frames we have aspect simple, progressive, perfective, perfect progressive, and based on these aspects again we have tenses formed. So present simple, simple present, or present indefinite tense, this is the first tense. Second we have present progressive or continuous tense. Third we have present perfect tense, and fourth we have perfect progressive aspect, and based on this we have present perfect progressive or continuous tense. So these are the four tenses formed based on the time and aspect frame. And in the same way you have past and you have future. In the past also we have same kind of tenses formed, and in future same kind of tenses formed. So these are the 12 tenses in English language. Now we will understand all these tenses with different types of sentences and examples. Here you see first simple present or present indefinite tense, and for every tense we have a formula. Based on that formula we have to construct, or we have to give examples. Very first here we have simple present or present indefinite tense. In present indefinite tense you have verb in the base form, or yes or es of the base form. Now yes or es suffix is attached in the simple present or present indefinite tense. Here you see where this tense is used. What is the use or what is the function of simple present tense? Very first here we have habitual actions. For example, regular actions or frequency adverbs are used in simple present. For example, if you want to recognize simple present tense, then we have to think about these frequency adverbs. Now, which frequency adverbs are used? Here you see often is used, then seldom, rarely, frequently, usually, normally, generally, every day, regularly, once in a week, twice in a month. These frequency adverbs are used in simple present tense. So keep in mind, and it shows the habitual actions. When this tense is used, when you want to convey some habitual actions. Second, here let's see the example. He goes to school regularly. Now this regularly word is used to indicate the habitual action or habit of going to school. They go to pilgrimage every year again. Then she always sings in Marathi. Now here you see this yes suffix is attached. Sing, sings, as we have seen here. Yes or es is attached to form simple present tense. Again, it is used in third person pronoun where he oblique she oblique it. Whenever you see this third person singular pronouns, you find yes or es suffix is attached. So this also need to be considered when you are using simple present or you are attaching the suffix s or es to a verb. Now second use, it indicates the universal truths or general truths. For example, there is no specific time reference. Here we have some of the examples. For these examples you have to use simple present. Here you see the earth moves around the sun. It is universal truth and it is expressed always in simple present. The sky is above, again a general or a universal truth. 2 and 2 make 4, again a general thing. Water consists of oxygen and hydrogen. So this is also a universal truth and it is expressed in the simple present. Now next function, referring to the past. So to refer an event in the past. For example, now how is it possible to use this simple present in the past? Here it will be cleared with the example. King Ashoka looks at the soldiers wounded in the Great War of Kalinga. Now war has been happened, King Ashoka is in the past, but still we are narrating that situation, we are narrating that war, and hence we are using King Ashoka looks, you see, at the soldiers. Again, next example, veteran freedom fighter dies of cancer. Here also is simple present. In 2010, Manmohan Singh becomes Prime Minister. So this thing we are explaining to someone, we are just giving information to someone about the things. It's a general thing. So this is the next function, and next here we have referring to the future. Again, this simple present is used to refer to the future, used with future time adverbs. For example, we leave tomorrow at 9 a.m. We leave, simple present, and this tomorrow at 9 a.m. indicates the time. The plane leaves next Sunday. Again, this is simple, and next Sunday is time frame. So this is used in the simple present. Next, here now I have made a table for you so that you can understand all the examples in all the forms. And here you see first person, sentence type, singular and plural. So we have taken here write a verb, and based on this verb we have made so many examples. Now you can use this write verb to form all the 12 tenses, and this is the base verb here we have taken. Now you see it is in the first person, sentence type affirmative. First is singular and second is plural. I write a letter, and in plural we have we write a letter. This is very simple. Once you complete watching this video, you will understand all the tenses, no problem, and you will form on your own the examples of tenses. So look at this table. Again we have to form a negative sentence with this word write. So in negative, I do not write a letter. Plural, we do not write a letter. Interrogative sentence, do I write a letter? Plural, do we write a letter? Again, negative interrogative, you see, don't I write a letter? Here, negative. Don't we write a letter? Again, negative interrogative. Again, we have here a sentence type called positive question tag, and here I write a letter, don't I? In plural, we write a letter, don't we? Again, here we have negative question tag. In negative question tag, the singular form is I don't write a letter, and plural form is we don't write a letter, do we? And here do I. So this is the examples of simple present. Next, here you see second person. I have taken all first person, second person and third person pronouns so that you can understand very clearly what is there in the tenses and how sentences are formed in the tense. So here you see second person affirmative sentence, you write a letter, plural, you write a letter. So singular form and plural form is the same here, you in the second person. Now negative, you do not write a letter, it's write, not writer. Okay, you do not write a letter, and in plural you do not write a letter. The same. Interrogative, you write a letter, you write a letter. Same. This is not here in the form. Again, negative interrogative, don't you write a letter, don't you write a letter. Again the same, you is used as singular and plural, and based on this you can form all the sentences or sentence type, positive question tag, negative question tag, etc. Now third person pronoun in affirmative. Here we have third person pronouns, singular he, she and it, and plural is they. So the sentence forms like this: he writes a letter, she writes a letter, or it writes a letter. Now in plural they write a letter. In singular form, when you use third person pronoun, you have to attach yes or es suffix to the main verb or the base verb. Again negative, he, she, it does not write a letter. Plural, they do not write a letter. Interrogative, does he, she, it write a letter? Do they write a letter? Again negative interrogative, don't you write a letter? In plural, don't they write a letter? Right? Again positive question tag and negative question tag, you can form the sentences like this. Now the next tense, here we have present progressive or present continuous tense. I hope you understood the first tense, that is simple present. Now the second tense we are going to discuss, and its formula is very simple. Helping verb of to be, am is are plus verb in the ing form. And where this tense is used, here you see, used for actions taking place right in front at the time of speaking. For example, I am speaking to you is the present progressive or present continuous tense, right? For example, I am writing a letter, you are writing a letter, she is writing a letter, the baby is crying for milk, Mary is taking a walk in the garden now. Now all these things you can understand. I am writing, are writing, is crying, and is taking. So this is the formula of present progressive or present continuous tense. It's so simple. I hope you understand. Now we have understood present progressive or continuous tense with these examples. Now you can form the table on your own based on different sentence types. Now you can write the table which we have discussed already, and you can form the present progressive or continuous tense in different sentence types. For example, affirmative sentence, negative sentence, positive question tag, negative question tag, different types of interrogative sentences you can form based on this. And please comment if you can write, if you can form the sentences. Please comment below in the comment section the table which we have discussed before that. Now let's move to the next tense. Here you see present perfect tense, and the formula is very simple. To have helping verbs, have, has plus verb in the third form of the verb, and it is used to continuative actions, recently completed or happened past actions, or to indicate the past actions with relevance to the present time. For example, we have lived in this house for 10 years. Now it's very simple. So you want to show a continue action or continuity in your action. You are living here still, and hence we have said that we have lived in this house for 10 years. So 10 years back we came here and we are living in this house, but the process of living is still continued, and hence we use present perfect tense. Second, resultative use, the result of the past action. For example, Darshil has written his name on the board. Now you can see his name on the board. Action is just taken place. Darshil has written. Again, has plus verb in the third form, written. Again, next use is experiential use, to narrate the experience in the past. For example, here we have, I have never seen a tiger in real life. So I have never seen a tiger in real life. This is an experience, and you can share this experience through present perfect tense. So let's see the examples of this present perfect tense. Now, as you know the formula, very first example, we have taken this write as the base verb for all the sentences or all the examples. And here, first example, I have written a letter. Second, this is first person singular, second person singular, and third person singular. You have written a letter, she has written a letter, they have written a letter, and the baby has cried for milk. Now you look at the words that cried for milk and has taken. This is the present perfect tense. I hope you understand. Next, let's see here, present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous tense, and the formula is again have, has plus been plus verb in the ing form, and its use is to indicate an action that began at some time in the past, still continuing in the present, may likely extend in the future. So you can understand where this tense is used, and based on this you can use this tense in your communication. Now the action has begun in the past, it is continuing, and again it is likely it may continue in the future. So there is a long stretching action happening in this present perfect progressive or continuous tense. As its title suggests you that it is a long title, in the same way the process of formation of this tense also is longer, means an action is started in the past, right, and this action is continuing through the present, and it may be continue in the future. So here two prepositions are used, since and for. Now there is confusion regarding this since and from, where we should use these two prepositions, and many students do not find the difference between these two, but there is a difference. Now what is the difference? You can use this since to indicate point of time. For example, since Monday, since January, since 1985. Whenever you are using this type of words or this type of prepositions, you should understand that you must use since 1985, it's time indicative. Since World War the First. Now where this for is used, it is used to indicate period of time, it is used to indicate point of time, and for is used to indicate period of time, right? This is the difference between since and for. For example, here you see for 10 years, for 2 weeks, for 2 decades, and here I have example, I have been waiting for Shakuntala at the bus stop since 7 a.m. Now say 7 a.m. is the point of time, right, and hence we have used since. Again, he has been selling cars since 1985, again point of time. So 1985 is a point of time, it's a year. If you want to convert this sentence or use for, you can say that he has been selling cars for 10 years, for 2 decades. So in this way you can use for and since. I hope you understood. Now let's see the examples. Again, these are the examples of present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous tense. Very first, I have been writing a letter, as we have seen that have, has plus been plus verb in the ing form. Second example, you have been writing a letter. Third example, she has been writing a letter. Fourth example, they have been writing a letter. The baby has been crying for milk, and Mary has been taking walk in the garden. Now based on these examples you can form all the sentence types, and please do comment in the comment box forming all the examples: affirmative, negative, interrogative, positive question tag, negative question tag, and negative interrogative sentence. So you can form all these sentences based on the formula have, has plus been plus verb in the ing form, and you will understand present perfect progressive or continuous tense. Now next tense here, simple past or past indefinite tense. It's very simple. Verb in the second form, or you see that ed suffix is used to form the second form of a base verb. Now it is used the action that is completed in the past at a definite past time. For example, I met him yesterday. It is in the past. He sold the car last Friday. The train was 10 minutes late. Mary bought the present for him. My grandfather carried an umbrella. So this is what the past habit. The past habit also can be shown through the simple past or past indefinite tense. Let's see the examples of the same. Here you see First example, I wrote a letter. This is the second form. What is the first form? Write. Okay. Second form, wrote. And third form, written. So these all are the, actually this is the irregular verb, and hence you have write, wrote, written, three forms of the same verb or the base verb. Second, you wrote a letter. Third, she wrote a letter. Fourth, they wrote a letter. The baby cried for milk. Second form. Mary took, take, took or taken. Take, took, taken. Irregular verb. Again, Mary took a walk in the garden. So these are the examples. Again, based on these examples you can form all the sentence types. Let's see the next tense. Here you see number 6, past progressive or past continuous tense, and the formula is was verb plus verb in the ing form, and this is used to indicate the past action which was in progress at a definite time in the past. For example, some action has been already began in the past, and to show that action which is in progress you can use this past continuous tense. And here we have example, at 7 o'clock Mary was bathing the baby. What happened at 7 o'clock? She was bathing the baby. When you want to narrate such kind of actions or such kind of experiences, you can use past progressive or past continuous. Last summer we were in Darjeeling this time. Now you want to show or you want to tell your friends that where I was at this time in the last year, you can use past progressive or past continuous tense. When the lights went off, we were learning grammar. Again, while we were learning grammar, the lights went off. So this tense is used to show the progressive events or continue events in the past. Now let's see the same example with different types of pronouns. First, I was writing a letter, you were writing a letter. Again, the same formula we are using here to form the past progressive. She was writing a letter, they were writing a letter, the baby was crying for milk, and Mary was taking walk in the garden. So this is very simple. You can form again all the sentence type based on this. The next tense, I hope you are understanding. If you don't understand, please comment below in the comment section, or I will post this PDF on our Telegram channel, that is Literature Simply. So you can go to Telegram and find this channel called Literature Simply, so that you can get this PDF for your reference, and at the end I will give you all the formulas of these tenses, right? So Literature Simply is our Telegram channel. There you find this PDF. Now she told me her name after you had left. So this is what past perfect is used for a past action preceding another past action. So it is in the near past action. For near past action you can use simple past, and for distance past action you can use past perfect. So this is the use of past perfect tense. Now here let's understand the event happened in recent past and the event happened in distance past. First, she told me her name after you had left. So you had left is in distance past, and then here we use this simple past. I enjoyed the food, it's simple past. As soon as I had tasted it, it is distance past. The lights went off, again went off, simple past. Before we had learnt grammar, this is distance past. So this is the use of past perfect tense. Now example, again, I had written a letter, you had written a letter. So this is what the third form of write, right? And we have attached the helping verb of to have, that is in the past had. They had written a letter, the baby had cried for milk, Mary had taken a walk in the garden. Again, based on this you can form all the sentence types: affirmative sentence, negative sentence, negative interrogative sentence, interrogative sentence, positive question tag and negative question tag. So form all these examples. Next we have past perfect progressive or past perfect continuous tense. The very simple formula here, you have to attach been to had and verb in the ing form. Now where this tense is used, indicating an action that began before a certain point of time in the past, continued up to the past time and might extend thereafter. Now an action has already begun in the past, it is continued in the past, and it may again continue in the near past. There this progressive or continuous tense is used. Now here we have an example to understand it. When I met her in Pune, she had been studying MA at university. Now how this tense is used? When I met her in Pune, it is in simple. She had been studying MA at university. Now this action has not been completed, or we don't know whether she has completed MA or not. But what we know she had been studying there. It may possible that she is still studying their MA in the university. So at this time this tense is used, past perfect progressive or past perfect continuous tense. Let's see the same example. I had been writing a letter, distance past, right? You had been writing a letter, she had been writing a letter, they had been writing a letter, the baby had been crying for milk, and Mary had been taking a walk in the garden. So form all the sentence types based on this formula, so that you can clear your idea of tense, how it is used. Next, simple future or future indefinite tense. So till we have discussed two major tenses, so present tense and past tense, and based on this time frame we have discussed four tenses in present tense and four tenses in past tense. Now future tense. Again, simple future, the formula is very simple, shall, will plus verb in the base form. When you use the shall or will, the verb must be in the base form. Now it is used to indicating a future action. Shall, first person singular and plural. Will is used for second and third person. When you have to use this shall for first person singular and plural pronoun, and will is used for second person or third person. This is generally we use, but sometimes there may form exception to this rule, but generally we use, when we use I, we use shall, when we use we use will. So this is the simple thing you need to understand. Now there are other ways to express future time. Now this is most of the times we use shall and will to express the future time, but there are other ways also through which we can indicate the future time. For example, be form plus going to, this structure you can use. I am going to work for that company. Going to indicates the future time. Then for example, here we have she is going to work for that company. Then present continuous also, I am taking Shaurya to the garden this evening. So again this evening shows the future time, but it is in present continuous. Then you can use it through simple present. The plane leaves for Mumbai tonight. So tonight again indicates future time, but you are using simple present tense. And the last here we have be plus indefinitive. The PM is to speak on TV tonight. Again this tonight future time. Now this last form be plus indefinitive generally is used in newspaper language or in TV language, and hence you see this type of statements or sentences like the PM is to speak on TV tonight, right? Now let's understand the example. Shall, will plus verb in the base form forms simple future or future indefinite tense. I shall write a letter, you will write a letter. It's very simple, will plus base form, right? And you form this tense, will take. Now based on this you can prepare your own examples or sentences in the all sentence type: affirmative sentence, negative sentence, positive question tag, negative question tag, all these types of sentences. Next tense, here we have future progressive or future continuous tense, and the formula is very simple. shall, will plus be and verb in the ing form. All these formulas are very important. If you learn all these formulas, you will be never find a difficulty in understanding tense or using a tense. And this function also is important. So indicating an action going on continuously in the given future time. Understand through this example. I shall be studying poetry for my graduation by 2022. What is you are expressing here? Just you are telling that I shall be studying poetry, right? Studying poetry. When? By 2022. Means you are just predicting the future, or you are just expressing what you want to do in the future through this tense. Future progressive or continuous tense. When I get home, she must be reading the story, right? Now you are not at home, but you are predicting the future action, that she must be reading the story. Again, let's see our same example. I shall be writing a letter, you will be writing a letter, she will be writing a letter, they will be writing a letter, the baby will be crying for milk, and Mary will be taking a walk in the garden. So based on this formula, you can form all the sentence types. So do form this sentence type and comment below in the comment section. Let's see the next tense here, future perfect tense. What is there in the future perfect tense? Formula is very simple. Shall, will plus have plus verb in the third form. Whenever you find this perfect word, you find it is in the third form. So keep in mind, whenever comes the perfect, then the form of the verb is used third. So third form. And when you see that it is progressing, then ing form of the verb is used. Right? Now it is used to in indicating an action which will be completed by a certain future date or time. For example, I shall have written my exercises by Sunday evening. Right? Next, the engineer will have finished the construction work by coming Diwali. Means the construction work of the house will be completed till coming Diwali. So this is what this is expressed in the future perfect tense. Now here let's see our regular example, that is I shall have written a letter, you will have written a letter, she will have written a letter, they will have written a letter, the baby will have cried for milk, and Mary will have taken a walk in the garden. Based on this, you can form your own sentences or sentence types. So do form all these sentences. And the last tense here we have future perfect progressive or future perfect continuous tense, and the formula is shall, will plus have plus been. Now here you see have plus been is used and verb is in the ing form. Why? Because it is progressive or continuous, right? And it is used indicating an action represented as being in progress over a period of time that will end in the future. So action will be started in future and also completed in the future, but it is in the continuous situation or continuous position. So here we have example, by Christmas I shall have been working in this office for 10 years. By 2030 she will have been completing 20 years of teaching experience. Now these type of sentences or this type of conversations we do not use in our daily communication, right? But still you should understand this, the use of future perfect progressive or continuous tense, and this form is used, or this is the formula. Now our regular example, you can fit that formula in our regular example. Here you see I shall have been writing a letter, you will have been writing a letter, she will have been writing a letter, again they will have been writing a letter, the baby will have been crying for milk, and the last, Mary will have been taking a walk in the garden in future. So all these things express the future. Action is not complete, but it may be completed in the future, right? Okay. So I hope now you understand all the tenses. If you have problem, any query, you can comment below in the comment box. Now I have prepared all the formulas for you of these tenses, and just you can have a look at it. So this is the formulas. of all the tenses which we have discussed, so that you can understand clearly. Simple present, verb in the base form or suffix yes or es is used. Present progressive, am is are plus verb in the ing form. Present perfect, have has plus verb in the third form. Present perfect progressive, have has plus been plus verb in the ing form. Simple past, verb in the second form or ed suffix. Past progressive, was verb plus verb in the ing form. And past perfect, had plus verb in the third form. Past perfect progressive, had plus been plus verb in the ing form. Simple future, shall plus shall will plus verb in the base form. Future progressive, shall or will plus be plus verb in the ing form. Future perfect, shall or will plus have plus verb in the third form. And future perfect or progressive, shall or will plus been plus verb in the ing form. So all these are formulas. I will post these formulas to our channel, Telegram channel, Literature Simply, right? So you can go there and check the PDF, Literature Simply on Telegram, right? So I hope you understand all these tenses. If you have any problem, any query, you can comment below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching the complete video. Let's meet in the next video.